Hello and welcome to BW London podcast. So it's been a while for me because this is my busy season at work, so I have very little time. But something that's been bothering me now for a good few days is this whole weather. So now it's cooled down and I've had a few days of work. I've had a little bit more time to reflect, and this is where I'm at. So as you know, it's been burning up. We hit this, oh, it's 40 degrees. It's the hottest it's ever been. Oh, da 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 da. So on the hottest day, I went to work in the morning. I so happened to have the afternoon off. So I took my children down to Bournemouth, which was raining and quite cold. Now, I know that down at the coast where the water is, that's by the beach, by the way. I went from the city, for those people not in England, I went from the city to near the coast. Naturally, it's cooler. 20 degrees cooler, I don't know about that. So then I started to get suspicious. I did. I was like, hold on, is this fake? Is this heat fake? Is this some predestined heat us up? I was like, I bet this is about climate change. And I don't watch the news very often at all. So on the way back from the coast, I was like, I said to my children, my teenage children, I said, there's going to be sacrifices. They're going to be burning people up. Then we stopped off at a service station. It goes, Mummy, look at the news. East London's on fire. This place is on fire. I honestly started to panic. I was like, I wonder if my house is on fire. Just with me having the premonition of it all. And I thought to myself, my God, they're going to go ham. They're going to go ham on climate change and all of that. So I put the news on and there you had it. You had the US president, everyone talking about it, talking about all the other countries burning up and what forests ain't burning up, whatever sacrifice they're making right now, because that's all that is. And, you know, with the last few days that I've had to reflect on this, I'm like, what is the purpose of this? What is the reason? This is all about the one world government that they're putting in. It's all about it. They're trying to put us into little cities. During the Black Lives Movement, whatever. During that whole saga when they were letting English people throw down statues, really old statues of so-called important people and so-called slave owners and stuff, when they were letting that happen, schools were having to change their names, places like Sir John Cass, because he used to be a slave owner, and people were planning to riot out there. And I'm thinking, at that time, I'm thinking, this has to be about how they're going to change how the world looks. Just like back in the day, people would have been going mad saying the superstores are going to take over, and people are like, oh, shut up. Oh, all the processed foods are going to take over. Oh, shut up. And then what did you have? High streets that look the same. KFC, Tesco's, McDonald's. What do they have? Macy's, whatever you have in America and all over the globe, all over the Western countries. And this is the same thing. How Earth looks, how the Western world looks is going to look different. People are going to be huddled into these little cities that all look the same, and they're going to use emissions and carbon control and all of that stuff as the excuse. We're going to live in little cities and little flats, and everything's going to be controlled, and it's going to be needed because it's how we're going to keep the Earth under control and the weather under control, and how we're not going to burn up. It's all lies. It's all lies to just get us into this one world government and this one world system. And guess what? If you know prophecy and you read your Bible, this stuff is unavoidable. It is what it is. So if anything, this just tells you that God is real. If you don't have God at your side and you don't think on that way, then you're going to be scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared at all. But I'm watching prophecy come into play here. This is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. I typed in, oh, how can I control my carbon footprint? Not only are there no concrete answers other than eating down the food chain, eating less meat, watching your plastic waste and that, it starts off like all things do in the money industry. So every business has to book a consultation to get someone to come in to show you how to do it, how to keep it on track. So it's all going to go down the money route first. And whoever's going to make as much money. I mean, goodness, if I was bad-minded enough, I'd start a business just like that with a bunch of people just waffling and telling people in their businesses how they can control their carbon footprint. Just a bunch of waffle, because that's all it is waffle. You know, I listened to the US president and some other people when I did decide to check out the news for all of 20 minutes, just waffling about this emissions and the weather and new discoveries in space. There is no bloody space, but I won't even get into that because a lot of people can't even handle that. Not even Christians can handle that. We practically live in a dome, and they mock us and show us that in all kinds of things, in the Disney signs, in all types of things they show us that. We've never left Earth. God is real. We are the center of the universe. There are no aliens. There's only demons, fallen angels, and most of the people in Freemasonry don't even know what they're following. And when they reach the top, it's too late, because by then they've troubled so many children and done so many funky stuff, their head's gone. Who can follow me and who can hear me, innit? To some people, I'm just going to sound crazy, but this is nonsense. The world isn't heating up. They've heated us up for a sole purpose. They've heated us up. I went less than 2 hours away from the city, and it was cold and raining. Yet in the city, it was nearly 20 degrees hotter. Don't BS me. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. But anyway, God is real. I practically live in my Psalms right now. I love the Bible with a passion, and it just gets more and more meaningful every day. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there. That was a short one, I think. But yeah, thank you for listening.